Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by PewSitter.com, your online Catholic newspaper for the third millennium, CatholicMediaCoalition.org, in line with the Church, online with the world.
And TheAmericanCatholic.com, politics and culture from a Catholic perspective.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of Catholic News Roundup. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Chemical Abortion Initiative. Planned Parenthood in the North Star State is defying accurate information provided earlier this year by the Food and Drug Administration, offering the dangerous RU-486 abortifacient at a new clinic. You may remember the Food and Drug Administration released information earlier this year revealing that RU-486, banned in many other countries, has killed 14 women and injured 2,200 in the United States. The vice president of Planned Parenthood Minnesota, Connie Lewis, told the Post-Bulletin newspaper that a new clinic in Rochester has started offering the abortion pill to women in recent months, which threatens the state's declining abortion rate over recent years. The state health department's recent report for 2010 says that the number of abortions in Minnesota was the lowest it has been since the early 1970s. But pro-lifers are wondering how long that will last. Death without dignity. Oregon might not be the only place you can kill yourself legally if activists in Massachusetts have their way. CNN reports that a new campaign kicking off this month called the Dignity 2012 campaign is pushing for new legislation called the Death with Dignity Act to be put on next year's ballot. Gallup's 2012 Values and Beliefs poll found that the split of opinion over suicide is not as solidified in America as it is over abortion, with 45% of people in the country convinced that assisted suicide is morally acceptable, while some activists even compare it to new birth. A recent statement by the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops says doctor-assisted suicide runs the risk of biasing a patient's choice to live based on the wishes of others. Catholic hospitals dissent. Catholic hospitals in Spain are ignoring the directives of their local bishop, continuing to openly offer contraception and abortion. LifeSiteNews.com reports the Bishop of Teresa told one hospital last October to stop doing surgical abortions, but that there have been no changes in policy, and the pastor and 2 parochial representatives continue to serve on the board of directors. A Barcelona priest, Father Ballester, is leading protests against the hospitals, saying the General Hospital at Granollers states on its website that it does ultrasounds to target deformities in embryos specifically so they can be aborted, and offers the abortifacient drug levonorgestrel to patients. Father Ballester says he will continue to protest the anti-life policies of these hospitals as they continue in their disobedience. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
Catholic News Roundup is brought to you in part by NewOxfordReview.org, the voice of Catholic Orthodoxy, in print and on the web, and RenewAmerica.com, expanding the influence of America's grassroots in the cause of freedom.
Public school pride. Parents in Ottawa, Canada are expressing disgust after the Ottawa School Board played a major role at this year's Gay Pride Parade in the nation's capital. The group of over 100 teachers, principals, and trustees from the city's education institutions even provided a school bus decked out with rainbow flags for the parade, and parents are expressing outrage. One parent says, quote, "As a parent, do you really want to see your son's teacher dressed in chaps and a leather thong dancing to YMCA? And don't tell me the Gay Pride Parade isn't like that. We're forced to see it on the news every year," end quote. Ottawa Carleton District School Board trustee Donna Blackburn, and a practicing lesbian, said when she approached the board of directors about taking part in the parade, they were very open and supportive. Communion controversy. The Archbishop of Glasgow is saying that you shouldn't kneel for communion despite the Holy Father's encouragement to the Church Universal to receive the Blessed Sacrament in this posture. According to Catholic news agency, Archbishop Mario Conti has issued a letter instructing the faithful not to kneel for Holy Communion, which is a strange move considering that Pope Benedict insisted in his last visit to Scotland that all the faithful receive communion while kneeling. Conti's instruction also flies in the face of recent clarification from the then prefect of the Congregation of Divine Worship, Cardinal Jorge Medina Estevez, who said that he, quote, considers any refusal of Holy Communion to a member of the faithful on the basis of his or her kneeling posture to be a grave violation of one of the most basic rights of the Christian faithful, end quote. However, a spokesman for the Glasgow Diocese says that no one will be refused communion if they kneel. I'm Matthew McAuliffe. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure and tune in tomorrow for your daily dose of Catholic News Roundup right here on RealCatholicTV.com. And be sure to check out The Vortex today, where Michael talks about the Great Restoration. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tell all your friends about us. And as always, God bless.